Welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 49, and we're making progress getting closer to that bicentennial 50th show. You're here watching our Patch Facebook page and listening on Patch Turned Up. Today we're joined with Justin, as always, and we'll be going through our usual routine of having 3 news updates, but today actually is going to be one big news update with 3 different deals, and then a product review by Joe. So thank you for joining in here to our Facebook Live broadcast and our podcast, Help Desk with Joe. And Joe, take it away.
We're back for another week.
We are.
So this week's news stories are all surrounding Apple. So we have a bushel of Apple news, and some good, some bad. So we'll see how this all cranks out.
Nice. Now, I guess either way for me, I'm a Samsung user, so I'm pretty sure I can tune out on this show, and it's not a big deal. But Justin, I have a feeling you're in for a roller coaster ride.
I'm locked in.
Because you're an Apple guy.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see where this goes. See if you'll still be an Apple guy after this ordeal.
All right. So news story number 1: Apple fixes a bug that prevented some older MacBook Pros from charging. So last week, Apple pushed out an update for the Mac OS, with it being Mac OS update 11.2, and since then they've released update 11.2.1 because 11.2 caused some of the 2016 and 2017 models of MacBooks to stop charging.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That stinks.
Yeah, that's kind of an important feature to have.
yeah.
How that doesn't even make sense. How does that possibly happen?
Apparently they had something set up in the software that...
There's just a switch that says don't charge.
Yeah.
I kind of, I think of charging like you plug it in and it just charges because that's what it does.
Right.
How does the software stop that?
Well, apparently it does. Apparently there was something written in the code saying, yeah, you can feed power, but don't charge the battery.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was like a direct connection.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you
I
charge
did
a car
too,
battery, you hook to it and it just charges because there's
Right.
no in between. There's no software in between those wires.
Right.
Why in the world is there software? Well, I guess never mind. That makes sense. The more I think about it, because you have to have a way to turn it off when it gets full. You have to have a way to turn it off in case it's wet. Because I've seen my phone before say, the port is wet, will not charge.
Really?
So I have Samsung. It's good.
Well, true.
But so that makes sense. Okay, never mind. I was just being dumb. Go ahead. Sir.
Usually when I hear the port's wet, that's usually when they bring it to me and there's smoke rolling out of it because it fried it.
Yeah. Interesting.
So if you have a MacBook, the 2016 or 2017 model, and your MacBook stopped charging within the last week, run this update. This should get you back up and going.
So let me ask you. So if you're out of charge, how in the heck do you? Well, I guess it'll work, but it just won't charge the battery.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you can still run it.
I thought when I read this, now wait a minute. They're telling you to hurry up, and download this
before you run out of battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you keep it plugged in, it'll still run. It just won't charge the battery. So make sure you are near an outlet when running this update.
Do you think this is a prank? Like, did somebody just get in there and mess? I mean, how do you have software that shuts off charging the battery? Do you think somebody at Apple's like, hey, watch this? And they insert this little bit of code or whatever. And again, I absolutely know nothing about what I'm talking about, but what are the odds that would just happen? Hey, by the way, we're going to fix this. Oh, and it just happens to shut off the charging part.
Well, and what gets me is it's from Apple. From Microsoft, I would almost expect this. But Apple's usually better with the quality control.
Yeah.
So it surprised me completely when I saw that Apple's having this issue. Had to laugh because it was Apple, but on the flip side, I'm thinking, really, Apple? You're pulling Microsoft tricks now?
Yeah.
What are some Microsoft shenanigans that you've seen over the years, Joe?
Oh, I could write a book.
Yeah.
Usually the most common one is they'll release an update to fix something, and then a week later they have to release an update to fix the update.
Yep.
Because it's either and what's bad is with Windows 10 anymore here lately, you're basically playing Russian roulette with these updates. And with Windows 10, you have to take them. There's no on-off switch like there was in your older versions of Windows.
Yep.
So you have to take them. And as a result, sometimes they completely crash your system, and absolutely no reason why other than, yeah, we pushed down an update. We're sorry about that. Here, download this update and it'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So just little nonsensical stuff like that is just enough to drive me nuts. Although the funniest one I've seen recently was when they stopped supporting Windows 7. They pushed out the very last set of updates for Windows 7, said this will be it, there will be no more updates to Windows 7.
Yeah.
Pushed out, it broke the desktop background on your desktop, so it would change it to like a completely black or just monkeyed with the picture. So then Microsoft had to come out and go, yeah, you know that last update we said there would be no more? Yeah, we got one more update to fix that last update.
Oh boy.
So it sounds like this is just some MacBooks, not all.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's just the 2016 and then 2017 models that it's affected, which I don't understand why, but that's neither here nor there.
What is Apple? They use like Jaguar? Is that what they call their operating system? Or
no, it's Mac OS X, and each version has its own special name. Like I think the current version now is Big Slur, Big Sur. I think it's Big Slur.
Do they do something a la Microsoft where there's an older version that is no longer supported, or are they continuous Apple pretty much?
Well, Microsoft has actually adopted Apple's setup. Apple, when you buy the MacBook, they'll support it for so long. So you'll receive, yearly operating system upgrades once a year for however many years they decide to support that device. Microsoft has finally came on board and said, okay, Windows 10, that's it. You're not going to get we're not going to push out like a Windows 11 or whatever. What we're going to do is twice a year we're going to push out big updates, what they call feature updates, and that will include either new features or they'll take away stuff or they'll change things up. So Microsoft has actually come on board with Apple's approach and saying, okay, this is it. We're going to focus on one operating system. We're just going to push out updates twice a year.
And there was never a Windows 8 or 9, right?
There was a Windows 8.
There was? Okay.
Yeah. So what happened there, Windows 7 was out, everybody loved it.
Yeah, I used that for a long time.
You wasn't alone.
And XP, I had that one too.
So Windows 7 was out, everybody loved it. Apple comes on board, they have the iPhone. iPhone is just blowing everything out of the water. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And it's the touch screen, and it's the apps and the icons and all that. And Apple has their operating systems for their computers, and then they also have their operating systems for their phones. Two separate swimming pools. Microsoft goes, we've got this. We know what we're doing. We'll put it all together in one bucket. Hence Windows 8, and it flopped horribly to the point manufacturers couldn't give this stuff away. What they was doing was, if you wanted to buy a computer with Windows 7 on it, you had to pay extra for the Windows 7. How do they have this labeled? For the Windows 7, basically upgrade, downgrade.
Upgrade, downgrade.
Yeah.
You almost make it sound good.
Yeah. And to the point where a buddy of mine wanted a new laptop. He said, I don't want any of that Windows 8 nonsense. I said, okay. He said, I want a Dell. So I went on Dell's website, and it was going to be like $650 for the laptop. I said, okay, here it is. That's too high. On their website, they're showing $500. I said, look at the specs. Windows 8. Windows 7, $150 more.
Yeah.
I said, so show me where I'm gouging you. Of course, now he was just giving me a hard time with part of it. So I said, so where am I gouging you? He goes, just shut up. But yeah, they was actually charging more to try to get you to go to Windows 8.
Great.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, then maybe they had a Windows 9 they're working on, then like, this thing stinks, let's just go to 10.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Yeah, there's a running joke online about how Microsoft Count does the accounting.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 3.1, 95, 98, 2000, XP Vista 7, 8, 10.
Well, I was trying to remember because I don't remember all the stuff in there because I got a computer guy that takes care of that.
Right.
But I do remember XP. I
Yeah.
really liked XP.
Yeah.
And I remember resisting changing to anything else
Yep.
because I liked XP.
It's kind of painful when you gotta relearn the layout that you're so used to.
Yeah, and just
When
how
they
things
make-
work and the flow.
Yeah, I don't love some of the ways they tuck things into menus now, but
You know,
getting used to it.
Windows 10 and they keep changing stuff for the sake of change. It's better. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Just because you can change something doesn't mean you should change it.
I don't even know what we're on now. What are we on now?
Windows 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And that's the app deal.
Yeah, that's
Which I don't understand because I stay in the regular screen anyway that reminds me of Windows XP.
right.
So, I mean,
Joe, do you ever use a touchscreen Windows device?
Not very often.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just never, for what I do, that doesn't benefit me any.
Yeah.
So
I see some commercials where oh, I love, artistic people that are drawing on their Windows computers and doing.
oh
just
yeah,
touching
yeah.
on
I
them.
mean, there's a place for it,
Mhm.
but I can't draw to save my life, so
Yeah.
touchscreen does me no benefit. But they are nice. I mean, I've known a lot of people that use the touch devices and absolutely love it, but just for what I use it for, it does me no benefit.
yeah.
Yeah, dodge this bullet. I only use Windows computers for the most part, and an Apple phone for whatever reason.
Because you're crazy. That's the only reason anybody has Apple. They're crazy.
There's something wrong with them.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh boy. I'm still thinking back to all the Microsoft platforms. I'm telling you, I cannot.
There's ME too, right?
Yeah,
I don't
we
remember
talk
any of
about
that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, ME.
Now, remember, Joe, you had us jump over a couple of them. You're
Yeah.
like, just wait,
Yeah.
and then we'll just go straight to here.
Yeah, I
And
think
you're
it was Vista and 8. I told you to
like,
stay
Vista.
away
Yeah,
from.
Vista we did not do.
So ME, what happened with ME is Windows 98 was out, and year 2000 was coming in. Oh, we gotta have. You remember the Y2K bug scare?
Oh, yeah.
We gotta have a new operating system. Mom and Dad had a Packard Bell that was running Windows 3.1.
Wow.
The calendar on it went all the way to 2010. But we gotta have a new operating system, or none of this, everything's gonna crash. It's like, really, that hunk of junk Packard Bell still has it? Well, it has a calendar to 2010. I think we're good. So people scream, we gotta have something new. We gotta have something new. So Microsoft threw this little bag of nonsense together called Windows ME Millennium Edition. It's 2000 compatible. It flopped horribly. To the point, Microsoft pretends that it never existed.
Yeah.
I mean, it flopped worse than Vista and Windows 8 combined. Those were the trendsetters for flops.
Wow. So here's what I do like. We went from Apple, now we're talking about Microsoft. We might as well throw in our Wise cameras.
Yeah, might as well. Now, keep in mind that they are not a sponsor. We just love their products. But Wise, if you start pulling this nonsense, we will talk bad about you. All right, so you guys ready for news story up number 2?
I'm ready.
I'm still sitting on the bench because it's Apple and I don't have anything in it, so yes.
Okay, so, let's see where this rabbit hole takes us. So, this is a bad week for Apple and the 2016 and 2017 MacBooks in general, because Apple story number 2, if after you run this update your battery still does not charge, Apple's willing to replace those batteries for free. So Apple has launched a new free battery replacement program for the 2016 and 2017 MacBook Pros that won't charge past 1%.
Wow.
This issue affects, quote-unquote, a very small number of customers, according to Apple. If your battery is affected, you'll see a service recommended message when clicking on the battery health status. If the status indicates your battery is normal, your battery is not affected by this issue, according to Apple. So then to get the battery replacement, you have to contact Apple, and they'll examine your Mac prior to servicing to verify it's eligible for the free battery upgrade.
So hardware issues as well, not just software.
Yeah.
This is like the double whammy, so I can't wait for your third one.
Yeah, so if you have a 2016 to 2017 MacBook and it won't charge, either it's a software update or it's a hardware update.
Oh boy.
I read those. I was like, because I seen the headlines last night. It's like, okay, they're talking about the same story. There's no possible way that this is two different things. Oh no, it is. It's two completely different things. I was like, are you serious? Won't they just come out and say, hey, we're tired of supporting those devices. I want you to go buy a new one, because then I guarantee they catch a lot less grief than this nonsense. Dude,
You know, I know, shaking my head, which I'm like, man, it's kind of crazy when you have a double whammy like that out of a corporation that almost carries themselves
to a higher standard.
Yeah, more of a, hey, if you're Apple, you're serious. By the way, our software and our hardware, yep, sorry. Like, holy cow. How do you have that happen all at the same time? Somebody over there is going to be pulling their hair out.
And my thoughts are, how is it convenient that it's just the older devices?
Yeah.
This is where I go.
You're right. Now you're planting that seed of, hey, it's your device is 4 or 5 years old. Go ahead and buy a new one.
Yeah.
Because that one stinks anyway.
Yeah. we made our money out of you on that one, so you need to buy more. All right, so.
Man, that's crazy.
So you guys ready for news story number 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Bring on the tornado.
Now, this may come as a shock, but
this is 2020, par for the course.
2021.
Well, I'm just saying, this is 2020 carrying on over,
Yeah.
par for the course.
Yeah, 2020 part 2, or season 2.
Season 2, there you go.
Okay, Justin, you have an iPhone. When you travel, do you use your phone as a GPS?
I do, yeah.
Okay, what app do you use?
Google Maps.
Okay, did you know there's Apple Maps?
Yep.
Okay, have you ever used it?
I have.
Okay,
sometimes just for fun, I'll use that one, but
see if
something about it I don't quite like as much.
Okay. Well, this may change your mind a little bit.
Okay.
So Apple Maps is getting Google and Waze-like accident reporting. So Apple is releasing an update that's going to bring accident, hazard, and speed check reporting to Apple Maps. This feature is currently available to users with the iOS 14.5 beta, and similar to user reporting features found in Waze and Google Maps. Mm-hmm. So when you're using this feature, or preferably a passenger can press the report button on the bottom tray and select the type of incident or hazard that you reported. You can even do this by using Siri, and you can say there's a speed trap here or there's something in the road, and it'll report it.
It'll tell you, like Waze was kind of got famous because it tell you if there's a police officer up ahead.
Yeah.
Waiting to pull
Yeah,
you
yeah.
over.
And now they've all adapted that, but yeah.
Yeah, and Apple is way late to the party because Waze and Google both have had this for several years now, and they're just now rolling this
Hey,
out.
fun tip, Waze has all kinds of voices.
Yes, I had Batman for a while there around Halloween.
I had Cookie Monster.
Because it was a limited time deal, so you could either been Batman or the Riddler.
Yeah.
So I picked Batman, and I was driving home from town. It's like, I know my way home, but I just want to hear Batman. So,
Yeah.
So I changed my little icon to the Batmobile, so it looked like I was driving around town in the Batmobile.
I like the Cookie Monster just because it's a C for caution.
Yeah.
And for cookie. And we'd always laugh about it because like, yeah, Cookie Monster.
Was Waze owned by Google?
Yeah, actually, Waze has an interesting story. They started out in Israel and released this app that just changed everything. To the point Google goes, hey, they have a lot better than what we have, so they bought them out. Mm-hmm. They bought them out. They did the same something similar like they did to YouTube. They bought them out and said, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And tell us how much money you need.
Yeah, there you go. That happens a lot. A lot easier to buy one than to make your own.
Right. And basically, it's one of those, you don't mess up a good thing, so just tell us how much money you need.
Yeah, nice.
So that's why Google Maps has made leaps and bounds, because they're sitting at Waze. Waze is sitting at the table, so it's like, hey, make it, move that over here.
Yeah, carry over the good stuff.
So is there a certain date this will be coming in, or is it already?
It should.
Once you get your battery fixed,
Yeah.
and then you can let everything charge, then you can update this.
Right now it's on the iOS 14.5 beta, so coming soon. They don't have an exact ETA.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll keep my eye out for that.
I will not. I do not have to. Oh, boy. Man, what a... Anyway. You're welcome, all the Apple users out there.
Yeah, I have talked to my buddy Greg. He's like a diehard Apple fan, and I always give him grief about it. I have not talked to him yet this week. But I guarantee within the next 48 hours he will be getting a phone call about, hey, remember that stuff you always said about how great Apple is?
Yeah. Let's talk about it again.
Yeah.
Let's have this discussion now.
Oh, by the way, is your MacBook charging? If not,
Yeah. I'm just calling because I'm pretty sure you're gonna need some help.
Yeah. Just wild shot in the dark here. Your MacBook's not charging, is it?
That's funny. He'll probably be like, I was about to call you.
Yeah. Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
I think we were chatting the other day, Joe, about like how fully loaded could you get a MacBook? And I think I was Googling around and they, over $10,000, like.
Yeah, I mean.
What?
For a really like decked out one,
Yeah, Now this is where it just gets fun and it's just dumb at the same time. Just go on the Apple website and go look at their MacBooks and their iMacs, the desktop computer, and just max out everything just to see how high you can go with it. And yeah, it's like crazy amount of money.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, you kind of already pay a hefty price, but I guess you need better parts.
Yeah, they just always seem
Cost more money.
Expensive, even back in high school and stuff, so I never messed with them.
Yeah.
I was just always a Windows guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the thing, especially if you did like photos or music stuff or video.
Oh, yeah. Rendering a big video file,
Yeah.
It could take days if you don't have the right equipment.
Exactly. Especially now with 4K video. 4K video is just so huge.
Is it necessary?
Depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember we got into photography a little bit, and back in the day you had 25 megapixel cameras, but who in the world, unless you're blowing up like a poster size,
right?
You'd never need that.
Right.
But that's what everybody wanted.
Yeah. Well, that's like the TVs nowadays. 4K is pretty much the standard now, but they still haven't caught up with 4K content.
Yeah.
But yet now they're pushing 8K TVs. It's like, hold on.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, it's like crazy.
Because, like drone footage, I guess that's all 4K.
Yeah.
The nicer drones are all.
Yeah.
Get some pretty cool images with that.
Huh.
Yeah, because I mean, it's funny where some people are actually using them in professional settings, like for TV shows and movies and stuff like that. Just throwing like a GoPro or a camera on a drone and using it as your cameraman because it gets shots that.
Yeah. That happens a lot, especially action sports, stuff like that. They've really adopted it and driven that. I would say need, but I don't know if it's a need, but driven that area pretty far now.
Yeah, because always before, if you did, especially like in football, you'd always watch them, pull the cables down for the camera, and then you had to pull them up real quick for somebody ran into the camera, and you could always just see the cables hanging above the players.
Did you guys watch the game?
I did not.
Nope. I don't watch any of it.
I usually watch it just for the commercials, but this year...
Time out. Now, Justin, this is a technology show.
Well, this ties into 4K.
Well, I'm just saying, you're talking to a technology guy and then another guy that doesn't have TV if we watch the game.
They're doing 4K on NFL games or anything like that. What sort of video quality we're talking?
Time out. Did you watch the game?
Nope. 3 people that did not see the game.
Probably the only 3 people. We got a phone call to the office the other day, and the guy asked Zach, he's like, hey, what do you think about the game? Zach's like, I didn't watch it. And he's like, I wonder how that stymied him, because, some people assume that everybody just watches the game.
I usually do just for the commercials, but I'd read where a lot of companies weren't doing commercials this year because of COVID, and they was going to tally that money for something else. So I was like, I'm not even going to fool with it this year. So I didn't even tune in to see what was going on. Although I did catch on Facebook there was a guy that ran out on the field and they had to go to commercial real quick. Yeah.
He placed a bet that someone would streak, and then he ran out and streaked and won $300,000 or something.
No way.
Yeah.
Because he put a bet online that someone would streak at the game.
That's brilliant.
And I tell you, I was impressed with it. Did you see the video, Justin?
No. I didn't.
Okay, so he like basically starts at the, I'm gonna say about the 40-45 yard line, and has like this slinglet on, and has these really short shorts on, and so he starts pulling down, and it looks like it's a thong coming up the back, and so he's running down the field, and there's two security guards about to tackle him. He juke and jives both of them and makes it all the way to the goal line, and finally just gets taken down.
Didn't his buddy try it first, and they tackled him, which kind of gave him an opening to bust through? I think there were two of them.
See, I didn't even know about the betting part of it. I just saw the clip online because it said something the news media won't cover, and this guy just booking it down the field. I said, oh, that's awesome.
So, Snopes says it's not proven yet whether he won the $375,000.
Okay.
Not well, I mean, but still, it might take a while.
Right.
So this is saying Super Bowl streaker Yuri Andre has reportedly made $375,000 on a bet.
I would say we're a little off topic here, but I'm just going to let this go a little longer.
Well, you're the one brought it up.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to see how far out there.
Yeah, that's why he's wanting to let it run a little further.
Now here's what's funny.
Google Maps and get to streakers.
The article says a streaker had managed to make it onto the pitch.
Yeah, it makes it. I guess it's a European term.
It's a soccer term.
Yeah.
You play on a pitch. Where football, American football, you play on a field. Anyway.
Real football.
And it says he may have pulled. Yeah, right. He may have pulled the heist of the century. On Twitter, a leaked direct message conversation claims the 31-year-old put a bet on himself and used a friend as a decoy.
Hopefully, it gives that friend a little money too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
At least cover, attorney's fees or bail money or something. So some of that stuff they like compress charges now for like trespassing.
Yeah, you'd hope that some player on the team wouldn't take offense and be like, you know what, I'm going to go tackle that guy. Because that
Oh, gosh.
could put you out for a while.
That'd be rough. Huh. So now it's saying that Vitaly Zandrovsky is believed to be behind the stunt as well to promote his Vitaly Uncensored website.
Really?
Yeah. Now it was NFL commentator Kevin Harlan described the incident in detail, even though they didn't see the footage.
Yeah, apparently as soon as it kicked on, as soon as the guy started, they just went straight to commercial.
And apparently he said he's pulling down his pants. Pull up your pants, my man. Pull up those pants. Pull up your pants and take off the bra and be a man.
That's what the commentator said?
That was the commentator. Wow. And he's wearing like a Borat thing, but he's got a print on the front of it that says Vitally Uncensored. So yeah, he's promoting himself a little bit. Interesting.
Yeah, I've got the video, Justin. I'll show you after the show. Just remind me. I mean, it is definitely worth a watch.
All right, now back on topic.
All right. So for the most part, for the news updates, just a quick summary. If you have a 2016 or 2017 MacBook and it's not charging, it's a wild goose chase on what it could be causing it. If you use Apple Maps, good news, you can actually find out if there's a car accident ahead. So that brings us to our product review.
Ooh, already. So now that Apple's had their
After we
day in the sun.
I'm going to say after we've beaten Apple over the
I
head
don't
with
feel
the
like
club.
we beat them up. They beat themselves up.
Yeah, they kind of set them up for this. Up for this.
I mean,
so.
it makes for a good news story, but, they did it to themselves. Anytime you have something that won't charge, and then you got to fix the battery that won't charge anyway, I mean, you're just causing people problems. You deserve whatever you get.
Yeah, so you deserve us to sit here and mock you.
Yeah, you definitely
half
do.
hour and start talking about the people streaking on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is the path Justin takes us down.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin. Yeah. Oh boy. All right.
All
So
right.
product review.
All right, so today's review.
This one surprised me, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
So I caught you on a wild one, did I?
Well, you mentioned product review, but you didn't say what it was before the show.
Right.
And then when I was typing in the heading here for our show, I was like, huh, okay, different.
Yeah, because you said tip of the week, and I was just going, yeah. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
I actually do have a product review. I was running on cruise controller for a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's all right. Go ahead. Introduce us.
Okay, so as our, if you watch our show, as seen, I've had this laptop for a couple months now.
Let me go to the camera behind you. There you
Okay.
go. Hold it up again. There you go. Nice. Laptop.
So this is the Lenovo Thinkpad L15, and this is Lenovo's ThinkPad series. It is a 15.6 inch screen, has a built-in webcam, speaker, microphone, all that jazz. Has the number pad on the side. Has a light-up keyboard, which I'll turn it on now. Has the little backlit
Ooh.
keyboard. Yeah.
Nice.
So I had to get this one custom spec'd, but I'm kind of picky on my stuff. So I've had this actually since November. I literally got it the day before the election.
All right.
So I've had it a couple months. So I've been able to run it through its paces. This one has an Intel.
Hold on. Did you bring the charging cord?
Yeah.
All right. Which one? Justin and I. Which one of us gets to try it out? I mean, you brought all the parts. That's saying something. And just for those out there listening, that is highly unusual.
Yeah.
Joe never brings all the parts because then if we ask to borrow it or see it, he's always like, "Oh man, I would, but I don't have the cord, or you're missing this part, so you really can't use it. So I just gotta take it back."
Well, if you guys want, you guys are more than welcome to borrow the charger if you want. I
No, we want
Dave, I know
the
you can
whole
use it.
shebang.
Well, I was going to give the AC part of it too. Yeah.
Just loan it to us for a week. What could happen?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's an Apple product where it's gonna stop charging, your battery's gonna go bad.
This is true.
Yeah.
Now I did.
I mean, I don't know what Justin watches on the weekends, but how bad could it be?
Yeah. And speaking of how bad could it be?
How bad could it be?
I did talk to Nathan the other day after he watched our Bronco video, and he said that Quentin
Yeah.
is on board for us to all jump into Nathan's Bronco and take it for a test drive in the mud. So just
Well, I'm pretty sure all of us are on board except Nathan,
yeah,
seeing as how it's Nathan's Bronco. But
right. So
That's I was down there too. I had to stop in and see about some car stuff, and I was like, "Hey, I heard we're going off road." He's like, "What?" It's like, "I heard we're going off road." He goes, "I thought we were just joking." I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure Quentin gave the go ahead, and
yeah.
Joe's going to video it, and we're going to get this baby stuck. Got to go until it's stuck." He's like, "What?"
Gotta test the limit, yeah.
He's like, "I thought we could just drive down dirt road or something." I was like, "No,
No.
it's a Bronco. We got to get this. It's sport.
Yeah.
Drive this sucker off road. We're going to bury it up to the frame. We're going to need a tow truck."
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know that he was agreeable, but he laughed it off. But we'll see.
Until we all just start showing up in his office and say, "Hey Nathan, where's the keys to the Bronco?"
Yeah. We no longer need you involved. We just need the Bronco.
Yeah. Quentin said it's okay, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nathan would be like, "Oh, I'm the one with the payment book." So,
Yeah.
but it would be funny to see. Huh. All right. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so this laptop, the processor is an Intel Core i7 processor. Of course, now the rest of these specs, I've made some minor upgrades since then, but when I ordered it, it came with a 128 gig solid state drive with a 1 terabyte regular hard drive, backlit keyboard, anti-glare screen, and a 3-year on-site warranty. And the retail value on this particular model aspect is $1,252.45, not including tax and shipping.
Well, here's what I don't know what you got out of that, Justin, but I heard 3-year warranty, and he's only
not
had
accidental.
He's only had it like 3 months, so you can borrow it for the weekend and hey, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
see,
but
see where that takes you.
I did not get the accidental policy, guys.
Well, it doesn't sound like an issue for Justin and I.
No, it doesn't, does it?
It does not. So, I wonder, you could probably take that sucker on one of your hikes and runs, Justin.
Yeah.
I heard it's got a camera.
What's the poundage we're talking here? How much is that going to add to my pack?
Not much, actually. Feel it, Justin. It's actually
Are you
pretty
sure?
light for.
Okay.
Yeah, you sure? There's no
It's probably
accidental
around
after all.
5 pounds. Now, one thing
Yeah.
I do like about it is it's not a feature I was really sold on the idea of, but this completely fold-up screen. It doesn't fold back, but it does lay flat like this. I was actually on a service call in my truck the other day. I was parked. I wasn't trying to drive and do this nonsense, but I was sitting in my truck working, so I was actually able to sit it on my lap and lift this up and actually able to work. So I was actually enjoyed that.
Well, that was my next question. Do you actually use that?
I've used it once when it actually came in handy. So
Nice.
not a feature I use a lot, but it's there.
Justin, this weekend, do you think you'll use that feature at all?
Yeah. Why not? Just
to try it out.
Every different way to use it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'm thorough in my reviews of other people's stuff.
Yeah.
there you go.
Nice.
So now, as far as ports on the side go, it has a USB-C 65-watt charging port. It has another USB-C port for connecting other devices or charging from. An external SATA has one USB 2 or 3.0 port, HDMI port, micro SD port, an Ethernet port on this side, and then on the other side has the security lock and one more USB port and a microphone headphone combo jack.
Let me ask you, is there a difference in USB ports on laptops?
What do you mean?
Do they all operate the same, or are some of them for charging, some of them for better information exchange?
Nowadays they're all USB 3.0, which means they're much faster data speed.
Right.
So over the last couple of years there has been changes on those ports because it was USB 2.0.
Right.
But when they changed it to 3.0, it's a much faster data transfer speed. So there has been a change on that. But as far as like a charging only port, no.
Okay.
It's a multi-use port.
Gotcha.
You've got the number pad on the side. Is that
Yes.
key for you? You like having that?
I love having the number keypad on.
3x3 little square of
I like
numbers.
that too.
Yeah, that's a must for me. I've gotten so used to that over the years. Now, so
what is a USB-C? Or like you said, there's two of those. One for charging and one for.
Says the Apple phone guy.
What would you do with the other one?
actually, a lot of devices like my phone has a USB-C power or USB-C port. So,
Is it but that's different than micro USB or same thing?
yeah, it's the next generation.
Oh, okay.
So you charge on one, charge your laptop. Unlike Apple's laptops that don't charge, these charge.
Yeah.
And then you charge on the one, and then the second one's something you can plug your phone into.
Yeah. So you could either use it to charge or transfer data over because USB-C has taken off so much that they're actually eventually going to completely do away with regular USB ports and probably go put everything to USB-C.
Hey, I mean, I like when they keep updating. I mean, faster and faster transfer rates. I like
Well,
that.
they're smaller, but that is kind of crazy to think that. I mean, think of all the information people have on flash drives.
Right.
And it's going to be like the old 3.5 floppy disks or DVDs. They're going to have to figure out how to get this information off and get it on something with a USB-C.
Get a USB-C to a regular USB adapter.
I know, I'm just being one of those things.
Yeah, but there are people that are will panic on that.
Progress, all in the name of progress. Huh. All right. So that's the basic facts. Tell us what made you get this one. You're a computer guy, so for everybody listening out there, Joe is our IT guy. He's our computer guy. So you use this every day, all the time.
So I was in the market for a new laptop anyway.
Okay, hold on. What'd you have before?
I had a Lenovo Thinkpad. I've been a Lenovo loyalist for several years now.
Right.
And I was on the market for a new laptop, and I had my previous model was the Lenovo Edge E15, and I went on there and went on Lenovo's website, and I was looking at all their the new models, and found this one. This one had the closest to everything that I need to do before my job, an actual Ethernet port,
right,
and all the bells and whistles.
Well, they don't change the look of them at all. I've got one it's got to be over close to 10 years old. Looks exactly the same on the outside, just obviously your specs are much better and upgraded and updated. I think I have a i5 in that one, and
it's
nowhere near the hard drive space that you do.
Yeah, it's like my last one I had. If you set them side by side, you wouldn't know a difference.
Yeah.
Other than the other one was a little bit thicker because it had the DVD slot, and this one doesn't.
Okay.
So, are you guys?
So, well, hold on.
Okay.
So, from your old, I'm still curious as to when you went from your old one to this one.
Yes.
Was it a parallel deal or was it a clear upgrade?
Oh, clear upgrade.
And what did you look for to upgrade off your old one? Because I know we're going to go into pros and cons, but what did you look for specifically to upgrade off your old one that you weren't happy with, or you just said, hey, this has got to be better, or is it just like a standard upgrade because everything's getting better?
Well, I had what I looked at for upgrades was the processor, because we do a lot of video editing, you know, for our shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So big processor, plenty of storage. I had to make sure I had a way to put 2 different drives in my laptop. My old laptop, it only had space for 1 hard drive. So then what I had to actually do was take the DVD drive out and use an adapter to give me a second drive, so then I could get my solid state drive for the speed and yet still put a big drive in it for the storage. This gives you the ability to do both. So that was an upgrade. My screen, I upgraded my screen from a regular LCD to an anti-glare one because I do a lot of work outdoors.
Yeah.
And it is a pain in the butt in the summertime trying to look at the screen with the direct sun.
Does that affect like normal usage?
No, it's just the way they designed the reflectiveness on it.
Huh, okay.
So that I looked for that, and then there's times where I'm in a dark space trying to work, and would like a little extra light, so I upgraded and got the backlit keyboard.
Nice. Now, did you consider doing anything other than Lenovo?
Honestly, no. I mean,
you're a Lenovo guy, so you didn't even look at any other computers. You just said, all right, it's going to be Lenovo.
I mean, now, full disclosure, we are an authorized HP reseller as well.
Yeah.
Love their products. Cena's laptop of choice is HP.
Right.
I just had such great success with Lenovo. I'm a creature of habit, so it's really hard for me to go anywhere else. Now, if Lenovo didn't have exactly what I was wanting, I definitely was going to look at HP next. But when I found exactly what I wanted with the specs I need, I was like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Let's do this.
Did you do some cloning from your older laptop onto this one, or kind of start fresh?
I started fresh, but I kind of did both. I started fresh and loaded all my apps and everything I needed. But I did order a 1 terabyte solid state drive because it was cheaper for me to buy it separately than it was to have Lenovo put it in. So when I put everything on that 128 gig solid state drive, then I did clone it to the terabyte solid state drive. And so I was able to get all the storage that way.
So this is kind of crazy. So I typed in Lenovo just to see who owned it and so forth.
Yes.
It said Chinese company.
Yes.
But I typed in American-made computers. Apple came up, Digital Storm, Equus, Falcon, Lenovo, Velocity Micro.
Yeah, Lenovo, a little known fact, because a lot of people aren't aware of Lenovo, and whenever I say Lenovo, they get a little hesitant because, like, I've never heard of them. I've heard of Dell and HP. Lenovo is actually...
They have 2 headquarters. One is in Beijing, one's in North Carolina.
Lenovo is actually the consumer side of IBM.
Yeah.
IBM sold their consumer side off several years ago, and Lenovo picked it up. And actually, and one of the big sellers for me is there's tech support.
Yeah.
I've called Lenovo before, and when you call, you get an American on the phone. You don't get an overseas person with a heavy accent that has zero technical knowledge.
Yeah, and it says it has manufacturing and distribution plants in North Carolina, Mexico, India, China, Brazil.
Okay, perfect example. So, Dave, you ordered a new laptop from us a while back. As soon as we got it in, opened up out of the box, dead screen. It happens. The LCD panel.
So just to clarify, you broke it before I even touched it. I didn't even see it, and you broke it.
No, I didn't even get to break it. Somebody broke it before I even got to touch it. So I contacted Lenovo, and I'm used to dealing with all these technical support companies.
Yeah.
Of them being overseas, and just reading from a script, having zero technical knowledge. So I was ready for this 3-hour ordeal. So I called the number within a couple minutes, had a person on the phone, spoke English.
Yeah.
English was his native language, and had an actual technical background.
Nice.
So he said, "What's going on?" So I said, "Well, when I turned the computer on, that's showing up on the screen. I was trying to just, guide him through it." He goes, "Oh, the LCD panel's bad." I was like, "Oh yeah, this guy has actual technical knowledge, so I don't have to sit here and try to spoon feed him." I was like, "Yeah, I turned it on. It beeps, it chirps, but there's nothing on the screen." I said, "I even checked I started speaking technical jargon with him, and he knew exactly what I was talking about." He said, "Yeah, no problem. He said, just do this, send it back. We'll send you a whole new unit. No problem. No questions asked." I was like, awesome. So I was on the phone literally 5 minutes.
Nice.
Had the issue resolved and in process.
Now, here's a little tidbit. I don't think there is an completely American computer.
There's not.
Apple says they're assembled in China and also in Austin, Texas. Some have been engineered in-house, others sourced U.S. and globally. Digital Storm is assembled in California, but sourced globally. Equus, assembled in Chicago and City of Industry, California, using globally sourced. Falcon, globally sourced, with the option of using specific U.S. source components if available. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's as close to an American-made computer going to get that they're American assembled.
And not that that's a big deal. I was just curious because, it hit me that I don't know that they're, Apple kind of claims to be, but they're not.
No, because we proved that when
COVID
started.
Yeah. Well, and even back, I remember the whole, what was the big cities they created just for Apple over in China? Foxconn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was back 20 years ago.
Right.
Kind of crazy. You were just talking about, the person helping you, and I was like, I wonder where. But, anyway. Neat stuff.
All right, so you guys ready for the pros and cons?
I am. Lay the pros on me.
All right, so the pros. The weight. Compared to well,
hold on. I feel like we should deal with the weight after Justin backpacks with it this weekend.
Okay.
And he's got a road race here. He's doing a running race he's going to do Saturday morning. So we could get a real test in here because A, it'll be cold, and B, we got to figure out how to strap this on him so that the camera can work and see what he's doing.
Just duct tape it to the front of you. And
it folding flat helps because you could just duct tape it to your chest.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And then everybody can see the route he runs and his pace, and I think this will be good for everybody, Joe.
Yep.
It's going to be like 24 degrees, so
Impossible ice. So what could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
If he falls, it's not going to be on his stomach.
Yeah.
Right, Justin?
Yeah. Usually my feet go out from under me and I fall on my butt.
There you go.
Not face first.
There you go. See, it's safe.
But both have happened. So
Can you get accidental insurance still?
I probably could, but there's probably some kind of like you can't file a claim for like at least 30 days.
Well, it'll be all right. It'll be fine. Yeah. Come on, Joe. We'll strap this sucker right on Justin.
So you see this, Justin, how he just kind of throws you into the mix? Is like
well, he's the one running. I stand back here at the finish line. I don't run.
Okay.
I'm not really the runner type. So, yeah, this is a neat little tidbit about Justin, though, for everybody out there. So Justin is a runner. Track star, state champion, cross country.
I've seen you running, Dave. I've been watching you on the social medias here.
Oh yeah.
I've been tracking your mileage as well.
Yeah, all 2 miles.
But
anyway, so Justin was helping organize our run walk race the last one we had like 3 weeks ago.
The one we tried to get Joe to come to.
Yeah, and Joe didn't show up.
Oh yeah, it was too cold and snowy, and I'm telling you guys, I didn't get this body by running 10 miles an hour. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, it was only like a mile. This one's only a mile and a half. You'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, but I'm starting to see a pattern, guys. Every time you guys plan a race, there's like a big snowstorm happening.
This one's just going to be cold. It's going to be okay.
Okay.
But anyway, so Justin's there, and I'm like, hey, you're running this, right? He's like, no, I'm helping to organize. I'm like, man, I got it. Everything's taken care of. Jump out there and run. So he literally strips off a sweatshirt, I think, and goes over to the starting line, laces his shoes up a little tighter, and jumps in the race and gets second overall. And all the other runners were like, who is this cat that was just, given the, hey, welcome to our race spiel, and, kind of going over the route and stuff. And now all of a sudden he jumps in and gets second overall.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was like, ha, 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 for all these people. Because how old are you, Justin?
35.
I was like, here's this guy. His prime of high school and college running has already went by enough that these people had no idea.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I'm breaking out state champion on you boys and girls.
Yeah, Dave's got a ringer here.
Yeah, I know. I should have been like, hey, I put $20 on the guy that just, was giving the spiel.
Yep.
Somebody would have taken that bet. Now, I knew Kyle would be hard for you to beat, but I figured you'd get everybody else, and you did. You smoked everybody else. You and Kyle were running pretty hard there.
So what you're saying is next week, instead of us talking about the guy streaking at the Super Bowl, we're going to be talking about Dave cashing in on Justin's run this weekend.
No, we're going to talk about the laptop performance during the run.
As Dave's cashing on Justin's run.
Yeah.
So then the money you make all that may be able to cover the insurance policy on this thing.
Well, we'll work it out. I'm all right with that.
It's not a video of me running, but then you see a stumble and then everything goes black.
Somebody call Apple. They're having problems, and apparently it's phasing over into this.
Yeah.
Won't charge, battery doesn't work, screen, I don't know.
Yeah.
And somebody would be like, wait a minute, I saw a video of you online on your laptop, Joe.
Yeah.
Wasn't me. Anyway, so, all right, go ahead.
So the next pro is flexibility. Like I said, I was not originally sold on the idea of the screen laying completely flat, but once
Hold on, let me switch cameras here.
Okay.
Okay, no, I'm on the right camera.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sold on this original idea, but actually when I ran into a situation where I needed it, I actually appreciated it. So good call on Lenovo on that one.
Yeah.
The speed. i7 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, solid state drive. I mean, this thing will scream. And it will put out some heat. So if you're into heavy video editing or gaming, it will put some heat out. It'll crank out the heat in a hurry. So just be aware of that. The backlit keyboard, love it. First laptop I've ever had to have a backlit keyboard. Will probably be a
staple
now.
I'm kind of surprised because I've seen you do your work, and like even here in the studio, you've had to crawl up under the desk and and work on your computer at the same time. And I'm surprised that this is the first backlit keyboard you've had.
Well, yeah, I was, because when I seen the price of the upgrade, I was like, I think it was like $30
Yeah.
for it. I was like, yeah.
I could see Cena saying, "Oh, it's all right, honey. Here's your flashlight."
Yeah. Yeah. Here's
You'll make do.
batteries.
You'll make do.
You know how many batteries you can buy for $30? You can get rechargeables and they'll last forever.
Yeah.
And the big seller, which wasn't a deal breaker for me, it was just an extra bonus, was the USB-C charger.
Yeah.
Because now I can use that same charger to charge my laptop or my phone. So if either of them are running low, I have one charger for both devices.
Right.
So that was a big seller for me.
Okay. Do you have more pros?
No, that's it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good list, though. All right. Talk to us about the cons. What's the downsides of your new computer now that you can't do anything about it?
This one is a big one for me. Okay. And it's because I just don't have this unlimited budget to make it not an issue. But the micro SD only slot. On my gear I'm used to using has a standard SD card. And this only has the micro SD card, so that's kind of been a deal breaker for me, especially doing video editing, because the camera I use still takes the standard SD card size. So I've been having to work with that. Plus, I used to take my old laptop during hunting season and go take my game cameras, get the SD cards out of those, and download the pictures on those. So that's been kind of cumbersome. And
what's the workaround for that?
Either one, take Cena's laptop, or two, get a USB to SD adapter. Mm-hmm. So it's not a big deal, but it's just something else you gotta keep track of.
Thing, yeah.
And my track record of keeping track of everything isn't great. I will admit that.
So that seems pretty crazy. Why is that?
Space.
That's not that big, though.
Was just one less thing. It takes a lot less space, and I'm
just saying, thinking for the trade-off, because now, who doesn't who doesn't have like a GoPro or anything like that that's going to take one of those cards that you're going to transfer video over?
Right. Well, micro SD has a much faster data transfer speed as well. So you're getting the data transfer speed as well as a smaller size.
Okay.
So I mean, it's one of those.
Kind of like USB. It's on its way out anyway. So just go ahead.
It makes sense on why they did it. It's just this has changed for me, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah. But, you're right. I bet everything, if I were to upgrade I don't have GoPros anymore, but if I were to get a GoPro, it probably doesn't even have the older SD card, I assume.
Yeah, I have not looked at the new GoPros to see what kind of cards they
I bet you're right.
But
interesting.
I mean, it's
okay. Well, I mean, hey, we're getting smaller, we're getting faster. Just got to deal with it, right?
I guess I'm just going to have to go buy new stuff, I guess.
You're welcome, Cena. Talk Joe right into that.
Yeah. And another one which surprised me, not enough USB ports.
That is kind of surprising because now, man, everything, you got to plug so much. Like if you do a podcast, like this podcast, if you got to do a podcast, man, you plug in, 3 or 4 cameras. And luckily we're going into a big desktop, but it has 8 or 9 USB ports. And we're using all of them. By the time we do the keyboards, the mics, the cameras. Well, the mics go into the soundboard over here, but
the mice.
Got to hook up your mouse. And so there's a lot into that.
Yeah, because on here, you have...
How many did you say it has, 2?
You have one USB-C port, but as far as regular USB go, you have one on this side and one on this side, so you only have 2 regular standard USB.
That's tough to deal with.
Yeah, I've got 3 on my old Lenovo.
Yeah, and you can see right here, Justin, there's all this unused real estate right here that they could have slid another USB port or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you end up having to get like a USB hub if you need to expand.
Yeah, you can get the hubs and all that, but that's just extra gear you have to haul around.
Yep.
So that was kind of a deal breaker.
That's a tough one. Is there no way around it? Like you couldn't order more?
Not on this model, no.
Now, okay, so that leads to the fix for that con would be one of the little USB, whatever you call those
USB
things.
hubs,
right? Do they work as well? You're filtering in 3 or 4 slots into one.
If you get the right one, because some of them, if you get the one that are actually powered by an electric outlet.
That does much better?
Yes.
How come?
Because it's not drawing. Because if you do it just straight off USB port, it draws the power off the USB port.
All right.
And I have actually done this on my desktop. I had a USB hub plugged in. I had 4 plugs, 4 USB ports.
Yeah.
I had like 3 or 4 thumb drives plugged at the same time, writing data to all of them.
Yeah.
And I actually was on the verge of crashing my system because it was so much power draw that it couldn't handle it.
So the data transfer from 3 or 4 ports is okay. It's the actual power draw.
Right.
That's crazy to me. I don't understand how so much data can be pushed through a port anyway. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I upgraded to an actual powered one. Not a problem. It just
rolled right through.
Yep, rolled right through. It never slowed down.
So my tip of the week, which will be my first ever tip of the week, get a powered USB hub.
Yes.
Because I had one of the ones, it's like $9 or whatever.
Yeah.
As Justin was talking, just goofing off at home, I had a printer plugged in, blah, 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 mouse, keyboard, and I just did all that, and it was struggling. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, I'm just putting too much information through one port. Now it's not actually the case. So tip of the week, get one that plugs in.
Yeah.
That'll solve that problem.
Plugs into electric.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Good to know, Joe, and I will pat myself on the back. Good tip of the week by me.
There you go. Very nice, Dave. I'm impressed.
Yeah. My product reviews stink, but I can do a tip of the week once every 50 shows.
There you go.
Have you used the booster again, Dave? Your product review from last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that work out last week?
Okay. So yes. So yeah, I got what I can't remember the name of it, Joe.
WeBoost.
WeBoost
Sleek.
The WeBoost Sleek for the phone. So, yeah, we used it and, man, did a fantastic job. And
even
then,
inside the building?
Well, I didn't use it inside the building. But I need to try it just inside the building to see. So I might do that next week. I will try it inside the building just because. So here's the problem that I'm going to have. So what I'm trying to do with it is several things. Sometimes I go and like sporting events here in Roane County and then on the weekends and stuff, I play with stuff. You told me the WeBoost that I have is the individual phone.
Right.
the phone has to be in it to work.
Right.
What if it's just close to it? Because if you use your phone to video, like I do sometimes,
right.
because if I don't have enough reception to run like the laptop, so sometimes I go and if I'm in a field or whatever, I just take my phone and video from my phone.
Right.
So think like cross country meet or like the run out here we're going to do on Saturday. I don't have a laptop. I'm not using any of the software. It's just my phone doing videos.
Right.
So that would block my phone camera. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you're setting your phone in a cradle essentially.
Right.
So what if how could I use my phone as the video and keep that good reception if I'm actually using it in the cradle?
Try sliding your phone over until where the camera.
Well, that's what I mean. So my question is, can I just put it close to it?
Well, I think it's more of like a proximity thing.
So as long as it's within like 4 or 5 inches of it?
Well, no, I think it may have
Got to
to
be closer than
actually
that. So that's what I need to do. I need to test it like that, and I didn't. That's why I didn't use it in the building, because I was like, I got to have my camera free to video.
Right now, their full claim is it has to be in the cradle. So, you're trying something that is not intended to be used for.
Hey, I already started that down that road because
Right.
I'm already plugging it into like a wall outlet.
Right. But it's one of those, if it works like that, great. That's something you can report on.
Yep,
but
yep.
we can't really ding it too hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's just like, I didn't ding it for not having an AC plug, but that's how I was using it, by golly.
Right.
If you're going to live in my world, you got to be adaptable. It's just how it is. So anyway, so now I need to figure that out and try that out. Because we were talking, there were several different versions, and one of the versions like a car version or like a small home or something.
Yeah.
Which
with what you're doing, Dave, they make a car version that covers the entire car.
That's what I need to upgrade to.
Yeah, that's a little more expensive because you don't want, with what you're doing, a house solution will not work because you have to have. It's a mess.
That's right. Yeah. Because you told me about that because I asked about it.
Yeah, because you have to have at least.
But I don't have enough space to get away from the antenna.
Yeah, you have to have at least 30 foot horizontal and vertical away from it. I mean, it's a mess.
Now, I did notice that. I used it in my car, and I didn't put the antenna outside.
Yeah.
And it interfered a little bit because I had the antenna sitting right beside my phone.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So I took the antenna and threw it in the back seat. Worked great.
Picked right up.
Yeah. Huh. So I could use the car one though.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, put it on one end of the gymnasium and go stand at the other and then complain about it not being working. But that might be able to resolve your proximity issue. Being, as long as you're within the distance of that you be away from it and inside a car, you should be good.
And that one's, what's that one called? The car one?
Let me pull it up here.
So there's multi-room. That's not what we want.
No, you want vehicle.
Cell phone signal booster, home room. So there's a home room one.
Again, that's not what you want. The one we're
okay,
talking
so
about,
there's the WeBoost Drive, vehicle, cell phone.
Yeah, you want the Drive Reach. No.
Yeah, Drive Reach.
No. Okay, yeah, Drive Reach.
Okay. Do you have a price on that one?
$399.99.
Really?
Oh no, that's for the Drive X. The Drive Reach is $499.
Which one do I have?
You have the Drive Sleek $199.99.
What's the X?
That's the in between. That is the Drive X does multiple devices inside your car, but it has a smaller outside antenna versus the Drive Reach, which has a bigger outside antenna.
This antenna looks like the same one I have.
On which one?
The Reach.
Okay. Yeah, that's the bigger outside antenna.
Huh. Okay.
The Drive X has a smaller outside antenna.
Interesting. Why would you want a smaller outside antenna? That doesn't make sense to me.
Save $100.
How small? It's only like 3 inches tall. How much smaller can it be?
Well, as far as trying to pick up signal, it doesn't. The outside antenna is not as strong as on the Drive Reach.
Huh. All right. What's that one called? The X?
Yeah, Drive X. For $399.99.
Oh yeah, I do see it. That is small. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand that at all, but okay.
Well, it's just a bigger antenna to reach farther on the Drive Reach.
Well, I just mean, yeah, okay. Interesting. All right, so which one do I want again?
You want at least the Drive X.
Drive X, okay.
But the Drive Reach would get you even a chance.
Better deal.
Yeah, better chance of getting better signal.
Ooh. Huh. So they have the booster and then they have the antenna profile. Okay. So when are you going to get one of these for me to test out, Joe?
As soon as Cena gives the all clear.
Oh, man. Why is it always got to come back to Cena's deal? She's tough. I don't like dealing with Cena.
Because she's the one that does the paperwork and all the billing, and she's the one that handles the money. And this is why she does what she does, because if it was me handling the money,
yeah.
the business would have went under in about 3 months, because paperwork is one of the things I don't have the focus and the talk and to focus in on to do.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
That's why we work out well together, because
Yeah.
I'm big picture and she's details.
She's the boss. Let's just put it that way. We both know the truth. She does all the heavy lifting in the background.
True.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Got you derailed there. Justin, where were you at on that one? Okay. All right. So anyway. All right. Give your review here of this Let's get back to the laptop where we're supposed to be.
So
we went over pros. We went over cons.
So you ready for my rating?
I am. Joe's thumbs up, thumbs down, 5-star rating.
Oh, okay. And the last con was the bottom panel on this thing.
Right.
Big con.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Because always before, if I wanted to, let's say, upgrade the RAM or upgrade the drive, there was little doors. You just open the door,
pop off and go.
No, not on this thing. You have to take all these screws out, and then it doesn't easily pop off. You have to take a prier or a screwdriver or something and pry it off where it snaps together, right?
Right. Got the snaps.
Yeah. So you have to pry that off and take a chance and make sure that you're extra careful not to jab the motherboard while you're doing it. Pop it all off and make your changes. And what I liked about with the little doors, I could leave the doors off.
Yeah.
If put a new RAM stick or new drive in, fire it up, make sure it works, and then put the door on. Not with this, because if you try to turn it on with the panel off, you take a chance of falling or whatever and doing catastrophic damage. So that was a big con on my end.
Huh.
It was the bottom panel.
Okay.
But 99,
Hey, Justin, I have a feeling you're gonna be able to buy this thing cheap pretty soon.
But 90% plus the people that will buy this won't be doing that. So So I mean, it was a inconvenience for me, but for the standard consumer, they won't know. They won't fool with it.
Okay. So, all right, lay it on us. What's your 5-star review here?
I got to give it a solid 4 stars.
Lenovo guy. Watch him go. All right. That's good. I mean, and just for folks out there, if this is your first time listening to this podcast, or if you're on Facebook listening to our broadcast live, then, hey, that says a lot, because you use your computer every day for professional work, commercial grade work.
Right.
Every day. Yeah. For you to give it 4 stars is pretty hefty.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
And honestly...
And you're also an HP dealer as well.
Yeah.
We said so.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is just your go-to thing. This is your personal preference and your personal evaluation. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, and like I said, personally, everything else I've been able to live with. The SD card thing has been of a minor nuisance.
Right.
But the one that just drove me up the wall the second I opened it out of the box and started tinkering with it was the bottom panel. I was like, this is ridiculous. There's absolutely no need on
That's a hint, Joe. Stay out of the bottom panel.
Well, that's why they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want people like me in there.
Yeah. You're just going to mess stuff up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty good. This has been a pretty good show. We're encroaching on a little over an hour. So.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Got a lot of stuff taken care of. Of course, all the good, bad news with Apple.
Yeah.
For all you Apple users out there, good luck.
Yeah.
Charging, battery, whatever. But, I agree with you, Joe. I got a Lenovo that you fixed us up here in the patch office with, and I really like it.
Actually, yeah, your new desktop.
Yeah. Is it a Lenovo, too?
Yes, sir.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
So at Patch, we have gotten...
Oh, no. Yours is HP, Denise, and Zach's are Lenovo.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Justin has a Lenovo.
Yeah, our computers were like 8 years old.
Yeah, no, those were Lenovo's.
Yeah, and they lasted forever.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. I had very few problems with mine.
Yeah, Denise has finally laid down on her.
Oh gosh,
a couple months ago, and that was literally just because of age.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they've lasted forever without problems.
Yeah, because in an office setting, 3 to 5 years is the standard life of them, and you pulled 8 out of it.
Yeah.
So
not too bad. Okay, all right, well, Help Desk with Joe, another show in the books, and guess what? Next week, 50, the big 5-0, Joe. That's kind of crazy to me. But hey, we've soldiered through this COVID ordeal and kept our virtual learning and stuff happening, so that's how it works.
We adapt very, well, I wouldn't say very easily, but we adapt very quickly.
Oh, yeah. So if anybody needs to get a hold of you, they have any questions about any stuff you went over today, or they need, obviously, there are people who are going to need help with their Apple products. And if you're ready to make the change to come over to the good side,
the chargeable side,
and the non-battery failing side, then call Joe. He's also a dealer for Lenovo and HP.
Yeah.
Get you fixed right up. So how do they get a hold of you, Joe?
You give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com, or be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at AM Digital Tech for all that, or subscribe to the podcast Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We are everywhere. And before we go any further, guys, I want to do a quick shout out to some of our fans. So, as we was talking about with our new podcast platform, Anchor.fm, we actually have analytics. So I'm pulling up our quick analytics here. And a quick shout out to all of our listeners in Texas. You guys are in the United States are our biggest listening group. So shout out to our listeners in Texas and to our international listeners out of Israel, Australia, and Germany. Thank you for subscribing. Be sure to let your family and friends know and continue, and we appreciate the support.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. We have fans.
Yeah.
We brought Justin on board and we got fans.
Yeah, Justin's what brought legitimacy to our podcast.
Yeah, there we go. Heck yeah. All right. Well, you've been watching our podcast here and listening to our Facebook Live and watching our Facebook Live broadcast here at Patch 21, our Patch Turned Up studio in Spencer, West Virginia. So remember, shop local. Keep an eye out if you need anything, A&M Digital Technologies, and you can call, and hopefully you'll get to talk to Cena. She's the lady behind the scenes doing all the real work. Or you could end up talking with Joe and
listen to my nonsense.
Well, I was going to say, if you anytime I end up talking with you, it's mainly because I have computer problems, which is a good thing because I have somebody to talk to, but it's also a bad thing because that means I'm having computer problems.
Yeah, I'm like your technology therapist.
Yes, you are. But honestly, we don't have a lot of problems. I mean, like yesterday, I talked to you several times, but that was just hooking up our new copy machine to our computers,
right? Which
you took care of very easily by remoting in. Otherwise, it's usually just dumb stuff that I don't know and can't figure out.
Or hey, I got an idea. This is the challenge that I don't want to speculate too. I don't want to head too heavily because you like to challenge me. That's why I should enjoy, because you'll come to me with these like, okay, I want to do this with this and do it like this, and I'm going, Dave, how did you even come up with this?
Yeah.
But then somehow you and I sit down and go, okay, it can be done if we do this, this, and this. So
it's interesting because I have me on my toes. It's because I have zero technical background, so therefore, what might be absurd to somebody that would know better is not absurd to me. Ignorance is bliss, I don't know any better. So
there you go.
Anyway, yeah. So all the folks out there, A&M Digital Technologies, they power all our stuff here at Patch, and of course, local business. So shop local. It's always awesome because anytime we buy anything, I know it's really nice. I just call up Joe's like, hey Joe, and you know what we have, so that makes it super easy.
Right.
Okay, so everybody have a great day out there. Get ready for this little winter storm that's rolling in, and we got a run and walk race here in Spencer, West Virginia this Saturday that Justin will be in charge of. So good stuff all the way around. We'll be back next week for our bicentennial 50th Help Desk with Joe. Excited about that. And everybody have a great day. Yeah, ours has been pretty good. We'll be back with more.
We'll see you then.